Hello, everybody. I think I have a pretty good matchup into Wattson, and so I'm going to go ahead and try to finish that because it's really bothering me how little progress I feel like I'm making. I want to be done with this so that I can start full white and blaze black. So we're gonna get some stuff done. This will mean some kill padding for a few people, because there is a mandatory not on the sheet fight that I need to do. So I'll go ahead and do that. Who's this? Okay, I bet Mal's there, just being like, why do you do this so late? Because this is the only time I have the ability to get myself to do something, bro. Okay, we got some encounters to get. We have 2 encounters to grab. The 117 encounter, and we have, so going this way, and so we can grab the encounters here, the grass encounters or the water encounters. I didn't get the water encounter last time. I don't actually know what's here. Is a Wiglet or a Finizen? There is no way I am grabbing a Wug trio. Absolutely not. I do not want a Wug trio. 118. Let me check what the grass encounters of 118 are. They're kind of trash. They're really bad. Maybe I don't want it. Okay, so we're hoping for a Seismitoad, I think. I think we're hoping for a Seismitoad, which means I should use the good rod instead of the old rod. I don't actually want a Magikarp. Magikarp is like the only encounter in Sutopolis, so I want to save it for there. Magikarp's not even that good. 119 I can force into Azumarill if I want it. Isn't 119 a really good encounter? Yeah, it is. But just the Hisui Growlithe, everything else is pretty bad. But Hisui and Arcanine is great. That's a long way away though. 117 is likely to give me a ground type. Now ground types are awesome. Love me some ground types. So okay, our first of two encounters. I should probably. Don't you get sleep powder? You get sing. Eh, that's not exactly what I'm looking for. You get false swipe. That's cool. I'm gonna go with axolotl for the yawn. Okay, it's time to find out our. Let me just make sure this is the right one. Mantine. Okay, I haven't seen any of these. I'll turn back on the infinite repel. Route 117. This is our Route 117 encounter. What will it be? Last time it was Heracross. Will it be a ground type this time? Mudbray. Okay, I'm good with Mudbray. This is a horse or a donkey. Yes, if we're going by biblical words. What can I name this? Did y'all know that horse hooves are actually like oversized toenails? They're basically toenails. I don't care about what AI has to say. I'm pretty sure it's like a fingernail. Let's see what the Equine Podiatry Association has to say. It's a lot. The frog. Cornet band. The digital cushion. Y'all should look up parts of the hoof. This is crazy. Oh, a wild Ledge appeared. I want a Ledge. I don't know what to name this. So it's a horse, right? It's a mud horse. A mule, a donkey with legs. Has some legs on it. I genuinely don't know what to name this. I'm gonna name it after one of the parts of the hoof. Um Collateral groove is a little too long. Periopal. This is a protective covering for the area of the newly formed hoof wall just behind the coronet band. That's a fun sounding name, and so I'm gonna name it Periopal. Uh-oh. There's mud stuck to its hoofs. Yeah. Periopal. It's a part of the hoof. I couldn't tell you what it does, but that's fine. Periopal. That's a good encounter. It's not a Heracross, but I mean, it is good to get a ground type. And so what we can do is we can actually evolve the Magmar into a Magmortar if I beat these trainers over here and make it to Fall Arbor. Oh great. Wally's in the Pokenav now. Okay, I also need to defeat these two. I'm just going to beat up this one first. I guess Magmar will be... No, I'm gonna treat it as a double battle. I'm gonna treat it as a double battle. Because I actually want to see Flame Burst in action. Watch this, it's so cool. Okay, and then we're gonna put on Floatzel. And we're gonna take off Leavanny. So this is Floatzel. Let me make sure they've all got different items. Great. Ayapa is not needed anymore. Let's give it a Black Sludge. Okay. Watch the absolute magic of Flame Burst. Lilligant Sandslash. Oh, oh, this is perfect. Watch this. So we're gonna fake out the Lilligant. And we're going to Flame Burst the Sandslash. So it's going to kill the Sandslash, because obviously. And now, a small chunk is also going to hit the Lilligant. Look at that. Coolest thing I've ever seen in Pokemon. We are faster, that's good to know. Musharna. Do I still have Crunch? I don't. Okay, we are going to Flip Turn and Flame Burst the... Probably still the Musharna. But nah, I'll do the Lilligant. Okay, who can take this on? The mole should be able to handle whatever attack is coming in. So that's another kill for Oxygen. Oop. Hypnosis. Okay. Interesting. So the mole falls asleep. Garbodor comes out. That's great. Let's bring out Axolotl. I don't know if Flame Burst can kill it though. So instead we're gonna bring out... We're still gonna bring out Axolotl. We are going to Flame Burst the Musharna. Ah, it lived. Body Slam. Why did... Defense Curl? What? Okay, so these bursting flames are now going to KO the Musharna. And seriously, this is like the coolest move ever. Killed with the side hit of Flame Burst. So that's another kill for Oxygen. Ah. And there's a kill for Clodsire. And we've got one more. It's a Flareon. Fire Fang. Yeah, saw that coming. Okay, that is 2 kills for Clodsire and 3 kills for Magmar. That odor. It's a Pokénav. Okay, Pokefile, save, and let's find out what TM this is. Yay, I caught the Cerulege. Water Pulse. Cool. Okay, this guy has a fishing rod for us. A good rod, just really good. No. Yeah, sure. Take this good rod. Okay, so now that we've got the good rod, we can. Is this Route 118? It is Route 118. I've seen the grass. The grass isn't very good. Sometimes they say the grass holds greener pastures. Not this time. Um, Hockey was the first Canadian to win. Oh my gosh. I have to go tell Metal. Ah, no. I'll tell Metal at some other point. He's online, but he might be asleep or something. I don't know. Okay, so with the good rod, I get, instead of a 30% chance to get a thing that I want, I get an 80% chance to get a thing I want. Let me just make sure I'm right. The Route 118, I can get such wonderful Pokemon like Sentret, Apom, and Gulpin. Um, the only even good ones here is the 1% Gimmighoul and the 5% Hawlucha. And I guess the Kaparacha is good. Like, I'm capable of grabbing random Pokemon, but that wouldn't be until after Surf. Meanwhile, I can give myself an 80% chance of getting a Seismitoad, and I have a good name for him. So we're gonna go ahead and actually wait to do that because I have to put in these kills. Um. Okay, so Oxygen got two more. Wait, he killed the Lilligant. The 3 kills has finally taken over Florigato as the kill leader with a whopping 15 kills to split. And then Clodsire ups by 2, who obviously got more kills because they were not alive until split 3. um, okay, and now we've got a Mudbray. Should I go ahead and call it Mudstale? Does it evolve? Yeah, it does. So I've got a Mudstale. And this is Route 117. And its name is Periocle. Periocle? Yes. It was a male. I think it was a male. I'll check. Yep, it was a male. Okay, so it's a male. Hasn't gotten any kills yet. And then we've got our new Pokemon who has an 80% chance of being what I want and an 80% and a 20% chance of being the wrong encounter. Give me what I want, please. Come on. Not even a nibble. Okay, playing hard to get. They must be intimidated by my floatzel. Perhaps here is a better spot to fish. What? How dare? Used a good rod and get me something good. Fine, fine. Maybe here I will find something good to fish. Yes, come on, show me what I want. There it is. There it is. I believe that is the. Let's see. Is that lucky? Nope, that was the 60% chance. It was more likely to be this than anything else. Okay, so this Pokemon is based on earthquakes, this seismic toad. And so, what better name for it than, unfortunately, it is a female, so it's not going to work that well. But we will be naming it Richter. Not after the character from Castlevania, but after the Richter scale, which um, is the scale for earthquakes. So let me put in Richter, and Richter is a Palpitoad at this point, because it does not become a Seismitoad until level 36, which is quite unfortunate because Palpitoad is completely useless. This thing is very bad. Um, I think I can get away with not using it this time, which is good because it's not good right now. So we've got it's a Palpitoad, Richter, F, and 118. Oops, 118 is not a route. Okay, a C dot appears. Okay, well, let's go ahead and save. There's still one more thing to do. We need to go get our Slateport City encounter, because Slateport City has a small chance to give us one more Pokemon that would basically seal up Wattson. If I get this encounter, Wattson is so easy. It is technically the rarer encounter, but that has not stopped me from getting it. It is technically the less likely encounter, and me not getting it could mean I get it at a later point, where it will definitely not die. Okay, that's a place I could get it. I'm actually checking if I can get a Whalmer for somewhere. So I could take a Whalmer as my Route 109 encounter, which, why would I ever do that? If I can force... So actually, I already have both Aracuda and Temple, so that is guaranteed. Route 133. Where do I get Whalmers at? Get it from up there? Okay. Hmm. Actually, that could be interesting. Hmm. I will think deeper on that. Okay. There's one more place I need to go to. I need to go back to Slateport. We must use our good rod one more time. Okay, let's see. Will Watson be a piece of cake or will he be slightly more difficult for me? It's very intense. There we go. Will it be it? Yes. Okay. Watson is free. There are no more scares in Watson. I'm yeah, it's gone. So this is a treater. Hmm. Tactical retreater above. Ah, Bing knew exactly who I wanted. Hmm. Ah, is this what I want? Hmm. I'm currently doing some. Okay, well, this is more history than science, so I can't really. Yeah. Something that retreats tactically. Yeah, I can't. No. Hmm. Well, let's see if we get anything from the Pokedex. This Pokemon is a coward, as it desperately dashes off. The flailing of its many legs leaves a sparkling clean path in its wake. It leaves on beaches and seabeds. So it's actually a cleaner, and it's very clearly a silverfish. But Golisopod is not. Um, maybe who is Golisopod based on? Let us find out. Bulbapedia is more helpful with random biology stuff. It's an arthropod. Who would have guessed? Um, its shape is that humanoid? I think that's supposed to be humanoid. Um, okay, it has a shell as tough as diamonds and retractable claws that can cleave seawater in two. Hmm. Okay, well, this is obviously a xenomorph. Guso Kumusha. That's an interesting name. A hard scale Pokemon. I mean, this thing looks like Frieza's third form with claws. It has many claws. It's an evil little bug thingy. Um, yeah. It looks like a classic little alien. Um, hmm. Let me check. Small wingless insects. Yep, an arthropod. Saccharinum. Lapisma saccharinum. Now that's a fun name. Apterygota. Has no wings. It's a little wriggler. Okay. It okay, so it eats sugars. Saccharinum. I'm gonna see if that fits. Well, that is. How many letters is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11. Okay, it should fit. Saccharinum. Okay, basically it eats sugar. Glucose, if you will. So let's fly back up to Mauville. I'm pretty confident I can beat it with the current team. Um, a link cable could turn Graveler into Golem. Oh my god, having Golem would make this thing a menace. Um, Smackdown, Rock Blast. When does it get? It gets Headlong Rush this game. That's pretty cool. When does it get Stone Edge? Level 54. This thing. When does it get Stone Edge? Even later, I think. Common item hold a weakness policy. So I'm guessing, does it not learn? Okay, it still gets Sucker Punch. Now it gets Heavy Slam. Okay, if I beat the Fall Arbor people, I can get link cables and evolve both Magmar and I can evolve both Magmar and other thing. Geodude into Golem. If this is a Golem, I'm pretty. That should make Wattson even easier than Wattson already will be. Because Glycopod beats you. I don't even think I need to do that. Because you just beat this. You're like help. This thing is Omega helpless. That's wild. This is gonna be running a calm nature. Just like me right now. Oh my goodness. This thing walls Vikavolt harder than anything I've ever seen in my entire life. I am shocked. Okay, well, let's fly back to you. Okay, so we're gonna go over to the. We're first gonna level up these two. Um, so they're both going to be on the team. Okay, there's actually three of them, and they're not all three going to be on the team. You're not coming. I don't see a need for you. You're also not coming. See a need for you. You're probably not coming. Okay, let's set them to the level cap. Nature change, sure. This will be calm anyways. It's fine. No, not nature change. Okay, let's go fix some stuff. So we've got Periopal and Richter. Now we've got Galysopod. Okay, Saccharinum. Okay, Slateport. That's an M? Yeah, it was a guy. Let's see. So, some infinite candies. That is a horrible noise that thing just made. Okay, Periopal. Never used you before. Let's see what you're made of. Heavy Slam. I don't think it needs Heavy Slam. What do you currently have? Stomp. Well, Bite is terrible, so I'll let you learn it. Okay. He's like, yeah, I'm your savior. I know that. Let's see. Stamina. Is Striker a hidden ability? I don't think it is. Mudstale. Stamina might be better, I don't know. Striker. Boost kicking moves. Well, let's see what you can relearn. There we go. You love high horsepower. Let's replace Heavy Slam. Double kick might be useful. I don't think Rototiller is banned. Hold on. Nope, not there. Rototiller is such a bad move that it is actually allowed as a setup move. Let's go. I mean, no one's ever gonna use Rototiller in their life. Richter, what can you learn? Mudshot, sure. What do you have currently? Horrible moveset. Get rid of Round. Muddy Water can still miss. And, wow, this thing just has a horrible moveset. I guess you can learn Round again. I don't know. This thing's not coming. I have the tools to where I don't need it. So let's see. Mole's coming. Oxygen's coming. These two are coming. And then Graveler and Clodsire are coming. So we've got our team now. Multiple ground types. A lovely little guy. And then one of these has to not run an Eviolite. And it's going to be Graveler. Graveler is going to be the one who doesn't run the Eviolite. So I do need to figure out what am I going to run instead. I guess a Citrus. Citrus never hurt anybody. Okay, okay. So we're going to save this and we're going to switch over to the calculator. Mere 12 hours of play. There's a Dustox here that does not need to be here. Okay. So now we can safely switch over to the calculator. Okay, so here's the thing. This thing, with a Jolly Nature, outspeeds and KOs. I'm thinking about running Muscle Band. Okay? Outspeeds and one-shots. Rock Slide. You're not going to want to come in because you see that you do no damage. You're not going to come in, you see you die. You shouldn't ever come in because that's a lot of death. You see that you get two-shot by a Rock Slide, so you shouldn't come in either. So this should just be a death for Dedenne. Now, after that, I think either Kilowattrel or Vikavolt will show up. Best case scenario is if Luxray shows up. Mega Luxray sees almost a KO with Bite. Okay, so we've got this. We're gonna save this moveset. I like it. Okay. It's gonna see a Bite. So that's where Golisopod comes in. Relaxed nature, you know. Perfectly acceptable nature, I think. I don't think this outspeeds anything, even if I run something like Impish. Yeah, it still gets outsped by the Vikavolt. Okay. So, Luxray is seeing 28 to 32% with a Bite. And then with a Silver Powder, first impression is KOing. KOs. That gets rid of two Pokemon. Okay. When Magneton comes out, let's say Magneton comes out against, I mean, it doesn't matter who comes out. We know it will be using a, actually, you might use okay. When this thing comes out, our answer to this thing specifically is Graveler. Graveler should beat this. We're going to run a Citrus Berry. Let's save that. And we're going to spam Rock Blast until this thing dies. When Magneton ever comes out, we are going to go into this again. Like, we're going to go back into this. As you can see, it's not dealing a sizable chunk of damage, and we will kill it with Stomping Tantrum. When Vikavolt comes out, we go into Magmar. Magmar just walls this thing. And it also two-shots it. Nothing really wants to go toe-to-toe with Magmar. Most of these guys don't get an electric terrain boost. This guy actually does, but he's also not going to live for very long. I mean, look at that damage. Magmar is a beast, guys. Magmar is an incredible pick. We've also got Clodsire and Mudsdale just here to do stuff. Yeah. It probably needs a rock move. I do not seem to need High Striker to absolutely murder some of these people. Let's see what rock moves this thing gets. As TMs, I guess. It gets Rock Slide and Rock Tomb. I don't know if we have Rock Slide as a TM yet. I'll actually check. Have Rock Tomb. We do not have Rock Slide as a TM yet. I don't know where you get it, but clearly not here. We only have Rock Tomb. So, Rock Tomb, which we will add over Double Kick. Rock Tomb is not doing much. But this is a backup Luxray answer, because it basically one-shots the thing. So that's good. It can go toe-to-toe. It's also a relaxed nature. I'm gonna run Adamant, actually. I need this doing some damage. Adamant will pretty much guarantee the KO. It will mean it takes a little bit more damage. And this thing's always dead to a crit, which is never good. This thing we will run a Heartstone. Heartstone will boost the rock type damage. After a Rock Tomb, it will safely outspeed this thing. So, if necessary, this thing might be able to handle it. Maybe I should run a Grass Berry instead. A Rindo Berry. That's not going to help me. So, this thing isn't actually very useful now, is it? I guess we'll run a Heartstone anyways. It's really not useful. I think maybe if the Duck Trio can run Rock Tomb, it should. Let's see. This thing, if I run Rock Tomb, okay, Rock Tomb is doing, nope, wrong Pokemon. It's doing 27%. That'll make it slower than me. And now, 66. It is likely to KO. It is not guaranteed, I think. The lowest amount of damage you can take is 34. Which would be 33%. So let's see. Our 67%. 68. Perfect. That's the right amount. As we can see, it is actually guaranteed. So, yes, it is guaranteed to kill. Great to know. We will be teaching Rock Tomb. Mudsdale is just here for moral support, I think. This thing needs to run, like, something. I can always run Yawn plus Poison. I don't want to run Yawn plus Poison Jab. This thing doesn't need to be Impish. It needs to be Calm. No, not Calm. Careful. I always forget what that needs to be. Careful. Okay, this thing beats the Vikavolt. I don't need Bulldoze on this. Stomping Tantrum, I'm never using you as my Magneton answer. I have too many of those. Yeah. So, we are going to replace Bulldoze with... Do you get Rock Tomb? Yes, you get Rock Tomb. So I'm going to have Rock Tomb for Vikavolt. This will make it a speed tie, actually. Let's see how much Rock Tomb does. It should do the same amount of damage. Slightly better damage. But the only reason we're running this is so Poison Jab doesn't accidentally poison the Vikavolt, because that would be kind of annoying. We can just yawn the Kilowattrel at the end if it's becoming a problem. Okay, and then that's going to be our team. So let's switch back over to game. Rock Tomb. Okay, let's make you relearn some moves. Okay, there we go. So, that doesn't need a Steel Feather. Let's give you the Muscle Band. Okay, Calm Nature. That's a fine enough moveset. Growlithe. Not Growlithe. This is getting a Citrus Berry. This is getting a Black Sludge. This is getting... Should it also be a Citrus? Probably. Let's give it a Citrus. And you will give a... You need a Silver Power in order to guarantee the KO. And then... One more person needs Rock Tomb. Over Double Kick. Cool. So let's save. Okay, I'm gonna check and make sure all of my calcs work. This is like me triple checking, essentially. Okay, so you're still adamant. Dang it. That needs to be Jolly. And I'm pretty sure this thing still needs to be a different nature. Yeah. Next. I made you adamant. Okay, I made that adamant, and I made you careful. I don't think I have a switch in, a good switch in to. Yeah, I do. I have oxygen. Okay, okay. So let me check my teams now. So you're Jolly. You're Careful. And what was the other one? You're Adamant. Okay, so the team is you. Okay, so Muscle Band, Stomping Tantrum, one shots the Dedenne. Great. Somebody else comes out. Okay. You still lose to. You lose to the Magmar. Kilowattrel loses to Graveler. Magneton loses to Alolan Duck Trio. And Mega Luxray still gets one shot by first impression. Let's see. Crits on any of these. The highest crit of Bite does 54 damage. +54 is 108. So 54 would make it 51, which is just enough to knock me out. So it'd need a high roll crit, and that would switch me out into Mudsdale, who is then pretty much guaranteeing a one-shot. And a crit Ice Fang will never kill. So, yeah. You should be good. Okay. My calcs hold. This is like a really hideous sprite. They have 3 pig noses. What are these, the Beach Boys? Okay. I got a lock in. Oh my god. There we go. So I need to lock in here to avoid having to fight any trainers. So which way can I go? Here's going to unlock all of those and force me to fight this guy. So the correct one is here. Yes. And now, this one up here will activate some other ones. Yes. And now, if I activate... Which one do I need to activate next? Okay. If I activate this one, I'm going to be forced to fight that trainer. If I activate this one, I'm going to be forced to fight these two. So I'm going to go back and try again. Oh wait, I forgot I can just dodge that. That's all I had to do. You can dodge this one. That's funny. I need a bathroom break. Okay, once again, I will be disappointed with how far I'm making it because it's just going to be the Wattson. Oh well. This is the team. Jolly Muscle Bando Trio, 2 Rock Moves, Stomping Tantrum, Sucker Punch. We've got a Calm Magmar that will incinerate the Bug Electric Vikavolt with Lava Plume. This guy, Adamant Citrus Berry, who can hopefully take down the quite annoying Kilowattrel. Axolotl, of course. Water Absorb, Black Sludge is here as a stopgap with Yawn. We've got Periopal, who isn't going to do anything, but maybe they will. And Saccharinum, the monster Golisopod who will KO the big bad electric dark rat thing. We just make sure no items are the same. Citrus is fine for being the same. And I am ready to defeat Wattson. I've given up my plans to convert the city. I have. And so I put my time into making door traps in my gym. Oh, now what are you doing here? What's that? You say you've gotten past all my rigged doors? Now that is amusing. And I, Wattson, the leader of Mauville Gym, shall electrify you. It's time. Hello, Wattson. Dedenne. Prepare to meet your demise, Dedenne. This is a guaranteed KO. This was planned. But who shall come out next? 'Tis unclear. Has chosen Vikavolt. We have a guaranteed answer into this. Oxygen. Here's the energy ball. Clean switch. That's 2 turns of electric terrain. We knew they would stay in here. That is 3 turns of electric terrain. Bug Buzz is determined to be his best attack. Doesn't do much, and now Lava Plume will finish off Vikavolt. 2 down. Who comes out next? I believe it will actually be Magneton. That's a 4th turn. There it is. The man himself, Luxray. Now, Luxray here is calcing with his Mega, so that means he probably only sees a KO with Thunderfang. That sees 75. Guaranteed KO seen by the Thunderfang. So what we are going to do is we are going to bring out Clodsire, because Clodsire baits specifically Psychic Fangs, a move that cannot crit kill, that cannot crit my thing into emergency exit range. Axolotl, it is your time to shine. Good work, Oxygen. This fight is really just a box check, and I have a really good box into this. Yes! Perfect. And now, Saccharinum comes in on the Psychic Fangs. Free first impression. Goodbye, Luxray. That's 3 down. All that's left is Magneton and the Kilowattrel. Yes! This is guaranteed to be an electric move, which means I can safely bring in Dugtrio. And I win from here. Electricity disappears. Stomping Tantrum is a KO. Guaranteed. That is 3 kills for the mole. Did you ever expect to see that? I didn't. Rock Tomb. Don't you dare. Come on, Mole. You want it, bud. I know you do. Okay, we're not even going to try and... I'm done. I'm done. Axolotl. No more of this nonsense. This Kilowattrel has Serene Grace. That's 5 air slashes. Ugh. How dare you flinch my Pokemon so often? 51 can never KO. Rock 2. Did I make this a Calm Nature? I might have. That's right. Sit down. $54. Oxygen can take 1. I believe in Oxygen. At -2, this thing gets outsped. A crit air slash is doing maximum of 40. Oxygen is way above that. But what if it roosts? Ah, dang. That's a problem. It's Careful Nature. Yes, okay. This Kilowattrel almost clawed it back. At least to killing something. That's crazy. Okay. Phew. Okay, Wattson. You tried to scare me there. 4 or 5 flinches. That's crazy. Wahahaha. Fine, I lost. You ended up giving me a thrill. Take this badge. Wattson's a box check. Flannery is a more brutal box check, but you're more likely to pass it than you are with Wattson. I passed with flying colors. I had so many grounds. I can Rock Smash outside of battle. I get Volt Switch. That's useful, although I'm not going to have any electrics. Luxray, cool. Manectite, cool. Ampharosite, cool. Great. Level cap increased. Let's go to the Pokemon Center. Pokevile. Save. We can put down our final 5 KOs of the split, and then we can move on to the next split. Oof. Okay. So, an instant KO for Dugtrio. Oh my god. And then a KO for Magmar, who is just killing it. Wow. And then Luxray came out. Some good pivoting allowed in Saccharinium, who got his first KO of the split. And then another good pivot allowed us to get another kill with the Dugtrio. And finally, Clodsire picked up Dugtrio's slack and took the final KO for herself. And now we can officially advance the split. We now have Magmar as the GOAT kill leader, 16 kills, beating out Florine's 13 from the first split, but Florine is now back online because it is a Meowscarada now. And that's going to make it incredibly powerful. Once we get Dawn, we also unlock Protean, which is Gen 6 Protean. So, like, Kecleon Protean. Remember when it would do Shadow Sneak and Sucker Punch to try and immunity dodge its problems? The cat can do the same thing. And it's even more dangerous because this is AI. I know exactly what it's gonna do. Gluten is actually 3rd place, which is crazy. Graveler and Starmie are tied for 4th, as well as Eldegoss. I know Eldegoss's kills are padded, but Eldegoss with 9 is crazy. Lanoon and Dugtrio and Leavanny have 6, Clodsire 5. Veriscuda still has 4 from the first split. Celio has 3. Lutzol and Golisopod have 1. And Mudsdale and Palpitoad have not been used yet. Anyways, let's see who we got. We're gonna see if Teo's still going. Is Teo still going? Yeah, he is. Okay, let's raid out to Teo. There we go. Obviously no one's here, because it's like late at night. But we're still gonna raid him. Okay, copy and paste the message in chat. And go watch Teo win his own tournament for like the 3rd time. Bye.